Could we have a blackout for Jamila? Thanks. And just the light on the BSL. And I'll put the black slide on.
So I had some pointers for myself for this presentation because I never feel as though I do these things right. And I'll share them with you. Maybe it's helpful. 1, I will try not to be too cryptic. 2, make it personal. It is personal. It is still structural and systemic. So I moved from thinking about starting to think about preparing this presentation to thinking about preparing the presentation. And I think about how I think that I'm invited here as a black woman artist who puts herself in public, body and text, and has been doing so for a few years now, as someone who is not yet old or older, as a dancer in a live art scene, a UK London-based person. I remember that I was initially asked to talk about a thing I do with a friend, Sarah Sassanelli, called Hotline, now a monthly unfunded event where we get 3 people to present something that they're interested in at the moment, then open it up into a conversation with the room. I think about how maybe you never really know how you fit into the puzzle and how so often I feel like a pawn on a chessboard. Later, I think about FKA Twig's Night campaign that I walked past on my way to the studio and the video that I've watched on the little screen on my iPhone. Do you believe in more? I had a conversation the other day and it reminded me that the future is contained in the present. As an artist, my practice is concerned with what is here now, because nothing ever really goes away. And fetishizing newness and innovation is totally colonial. The performance of a continued forgetting, erasing, and ignoring. I had a year 3 teacher who told me that energy cannot be made or destroyed, only transformed. I've thought about this every day since. Every day I'm trying to figure out how to transform. The future isn't some dream, it's the thing I create with all my actions and choices and the thing that I'm imagining when I make those actions and choices. Looking at what is here now already, and the politics assumed within gestures, taking them apart and looking at the little pieces and seeing what they tell about the past and about the future. At the moment, I'm thinking about instinct and rhythm, musical genres, what these rhythms have to tell about a body, about a moment, and about what will follow. What vision of the future is contained in those aesthetic choices? The other week, I had a woman pressing her fingers against the left side of the protruding bit of my pubis before it gives way to the genitalia. She was asking me about my mother's abortions and reading the deaths of unborn children, parasites, copies of myself, from that touch. My body is archive and oracle, as is yours. Thoughts on responsibility. Once you have seen, you can't unsee. So what do you do then? Because nothing goes away. I am thinking and dancing about alienation a lot at the moment, the impossibility of unfractured togetherness and the acknowledgement of constant shifting divisions and points of separation, rather than a quest for wholeness, openness, wholeness, oneness, unity, that at this point just looks and sounds like forgetting and erasure. There are some things that other people cannot understand. I could speak about dancing and say that I am not interested in creating a shared language that deals in repeated forms and fixed definitions, but an understanding or engagement that happens on different multiple levels through some kind of performance of an embodied engagement with myself and my forming, unformed logics, as a space of rupture to everyday practices of communication. I wonder if instead of looking for and working towards commonality, I can just get on with being my distinct self, because other people are always strange, alien-like phenomenons. I don't need sameness to respect, and I don't want performances of illusory false empathy, but the acceptance and acknowledgement of multiple intersecting realities. We all speak in tongues across continents, and back and forth through time, simultaneously telling many stories at once. Bodies are complex time-traveling beasts of many intersecting and conflicting systems. That's what I wrote, and I know I've got more time because the sound's still playing. So I just wanted to say that from this morning I had a bit of a... I found it strange, the first keynote, and I found... 1 minute, okay. And I just thought it was interesting hearing Frances Morris opening a panel on framing diversity, and that she said there are absolutely no rules about how you participate. And she said that about a space like the Tate, which she described as warm and safe. And And I thought that was performing this illusory false empathy that I think perpetuates erasure of experience and narratives. I just wanted to give that a mention.